Hello, everyone. Earl Henderson, Primordial Defense. Thank you for watching. I have another Monday quarterback video for you. I'm going to play the entirety of the video, and then I'll go back and talk about things that I think that were done right and or done wrong. Without further ado, here we go.
Emergency 911.
PD with a transfer for some kind of altercation off of Tusu. Go ahead, ma'am.
Yeah, they're up on, you know where house is?
No, but is that where it's occurring?
Well, it was here, and then, she was only fighting with him because he wouldn't give her phone or house keys back, and she wasn't even doing anything to him. And
Who
then
is
she
it?
asked him.
Who was it?
Yeah.
He wouldn't give back keys?
Her house keys.
Who's her?
My cousin.
Who's
his girlfriend.
Who's that? What's her first name?
Yeah.
Okay. So he wouldn't give back keys to, and this occurred at his house?
No, it was at house at the apartments across from Chevron on Tusu.
Control Paul 4. Control Paul 4 in the blind. We'll be out with one male, parking lot of Tusu Chevron, either F or 11-5. Control Paul 4. It looks like a HMA blue striped sweater over tan shorts. Yo!
Hi!
Hi! Don't run at me, bro. Hey, back up. You're gonna get tased.
What do you want?
I'm
I'm
gonna
in the
fucking
celebration.
tase
What do
you.
you want? What are you fucking
Deputy
with me for?
Cutler
Why you
Sheriff's
trying to tase
Department.
me? I got
I'm
a
gonna
weapon.
tase you.
What?
Stop.
Get back in your car. Go.
Stop.
Okay.
Get on the ground. You're gonna get it again.
Motherfucker.
Control ball 4 taser deployed.
Come on.
Get on the ground.
Come on. How about you shit, man? Look at this fucker. Come on. Help me, somebody.
You're gonna.
Get on the ground now. Get on the ground now. Hey, try to take it. Help me.
Stop resisting. Get on your stomach. Turn on your stomach now. Turn on your stomach. Turn on your stomach. Get on your stomach. Get on your stomach. I'm gonna shoot your dog. I'm gonna shoot your dog. Shoot your fucking dog.
Come on. Try to shoot it.
Let go of the fucking baton!
Get on the ground now!
Let go of the baton!
Help me!
Get on the ground!
Let go of the baton!
Get on the ground now!
Get on the ground!
Get on the ground!
Control ball 4, hands on. Taser deployed, starters back. I will shoot you. You understand me? I'm gonna shoot you.
Help me! Need water.
Hey, get on the ground now!
Help me, somebody! Look at
Get on the ground now! Get on the ground now!
Hey, try to take this. Help me!
Boy! Get on your stomach now! Get on your stomach, you're gonna get bit!
Turn on your stomach!
Get
on your stomach!
Hey!
Get on your stomach!
Be careful with the dog.
Shoot your dog! I'm gonna shoot your dog! Shoot your fucking dog! Let go of the fucking baton!
Get on the ground now!
Let go of the baton!
Help me!
Get on the ground! Get on the ground now!
Get on the ground!
Get on the ground! Might get the dog. Here. Heads up! Fast, fast, fast! Get on the ground now! Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
Stop resisting!
Get
on the ground! Now!
Stop resisting! You're under arrest!
Okay. Now, get his arm! Get his arm! Now! Hey, we're 969, 969, choose you.
Here we go. Here we go. Stop.
Get on the ground now!
Stop resisting.
Stop resisting, get on the ground!
Look at.
Get on the ground!
Stop.
Now!
Okay.
We need help.
Okay.
All right.
Can I get it back? Stop biting me! Stop biting me! Stop biting me! Stop biting me!
Now! Can't.
Stop fighting me!
Control team, start CSP.
Stop fighting me! You understand? Stop!
Give us your hand now.
Here, put that hand. Dog! Get on your back! Stop resisting!
Put your hands behind your back.
Stop fighting me! Stop fighting me! Help me!
Put your hands behind your back. Now. I can't. This handcuffs. Put it behind your back now. Now. Put your hand behind your back. Out.
All right. Let's go back into it. So I thought this part was interesting because when I did a search for this video, I originally found this video through police activity on YouTube. If you haven't already, I strongly suggest subscribing to Police Activity on YouTube. They put out a lot of videos, and saw this video on there, and instead of basically straight copying the videos from Police Activity, I like to go to the source, like the agency, and when I did a search for it, it seems like this sheriff's office has recently just created their YouTube channel, and this is the only video up there. So it seems like perhaps the video that was captured on a cell phone and posted to social media just shows a small tidbit of what's going on, probably, shows things in a way that makes people feel negatively about what's going on, and there's probably lots of insinuations that the police were just terrorizing this man and doing everything illegal. So I would say that this agency, to quell all that nonsense, created their social media page for YouTube and posted their own video for people to go to. That's just my assumption. That's not any actual released information from the agency. And that seems, and people taking video with their cell phones, they're not there at the very beginning and recording most of the time. They start recording a few minutes into the situation or several seconds after the situation has started, and they've missed the key events on what started the event. They just see the middle, and then that's what they post. And so that puts a different view on things when you miss the entire picture. But unfortunately, that's the world that we live in. This officer goes to make contact, and immediately this dude is batshit crazy.
HMA, blue striped sweater over tan shorts. Yo! Hi! Hi! Don't run at me, bro. Hey,
So he's coming at a pretty quick pace.
Back up. You're going to get tased.
What do you want?
I'm
I'm
going
in
to
the
fucking
summer nation.
tase
What do
you.
you want? What are you fucking
Deputy
with me for?
Cutler
Why you
Sheriff's
trying to
Department.
I got
I'm
no
going to
weapon.
tase you.
What?
Stop.
Get back in your car. Go.
Stop.
Okay.
Get on the ground. You're going to get it again.
Motherfucker.
Control ball 4 taser deployed.
Come on.
Get on the ground.
Come on. How about you shit now? Look at
So that looks to be.
Get on the ground. You're going to get it again. Stop.
Get back in your car. Go.
Stop.
Okay.
Get on the ground. You're going to get it again.
Motherfucker.
Control ball 4 taser deployed.
Come on.
Get on the.
So he does have a thick sweater on, and there is a clothing disconnect that is occurring. So
Get on the ground. You're going to get it again.
back it up
Stop.
again. So where you see the red dot is where the top probe is going to go. And that top probe has a rather flat trajectory, unless you're using a special cartridge. And the bottom probe actually goes down at a downward angle. So where you see the red dot for the laser is where that top probe is going to hit. And then, depending on the distance between the taser and the target, the bottom probe will vary on how far down it goes. The closer you are to the target, the closer that bottom probe will be to the top probe. And the further away the target is, the lower or the further away the dart will be from that top dart. So I would suspect
Stop.
that.
Sheriff's Department.
Right.
I'm going to tase you.
What?
Stop.
Get back in your car. Go.
Stop.
I would suspect that the top probe went into his belly somewhere and got caught up in this big thick sweater, and the bottom probe, possibly at this distance, went into the bottom part of that sweater or went into his shorts area.
Get on the ground. You're going to get it again.
Motherfucker.
You can hear the taser alternating in its sound.
Stop. Get on the ground. You're going to get it again.
So it goes loud, it goes quiet, it goes loud. That tells me that top probe is embedded in the clothing, and as he is moving around, that sweater, the front of it moves further away from his skin, thus losing contact, and then you hear the taser arc loudly. And then when it goes closer to his skin, it touches and it makes contact, and the taser gets more quiet. I would suspect that there's two issues going on here. One, there is a clothing disconnect issue, and then secondly, I believe that he was just way too close, and both probes are very close together. And even if he wasn't wearing a sweater, with the probes so close together, he would not be achieving an MI. He's just getting pain compliance at this point. He does appear to have an X26 Papa model, so he's only going to have one shot out of this, unless he has a reload in the handle of the taser or in a pouch on his belt. And I can't see
Taser deployed.
the bottom of the taser very well from the video. He moves around too quickly. But if he had a reload on the bottom of his taser, I think if he had a reload on his taser, I think that this would have been a good opportunity for him to do reload and then re-engage. This guy has taken his sweater off, and you see nothing but skin. And at this distance, I would say that he would probably have a pretty high chance of achieving an MI. Now you see a red dot on him from the other deputy that arrives.
Get on the ground now.
The other deputy fires, and he does achieve an MI. The guy goes down. However, the dog jumps up, and it almost appears as though the dog bites the wires. I'd have to go back and watch his video, which we will. But either way, I think the dog caused one or both of the wires to disconnect.
Get on your stomach. Turn on your stomach now.
Get on the ground now. Get on the ground now.
But yeah, that's classic NMI right there. Dude goes down. That's what we want to see with a good taser deployment.
Stop
But
position. Get on
the
your stomach.
dog, I think, disconnects the
now.
wires.
Turn on your stomach.
So if he had done a reload, then at this point, he could have made his follow-up deployment on the guy instead of going to baton.
Get on your stomach. Get on your.
His dog's being a good boy. The dog don't know that his human companion is a crazy piece of shit. The dog just knows that this is his human, and that's his companion, that's his best friend. And these two guys, he doesn't know they're police officers. He doesn't understand the concept of police, obviously. He just sees two other humans hurting his human. So this dog's being a good boy, and he's protecting his human.
I'm gonna shoot your dog. I'm gonna shoot your dog. Shoot your fucking dog.
It's obvious that taser for the other guy's not working either, but yet he still has it out. He still had it out for an extended period of time. Back it up some.
On your stomach. Turn on your stomach.
So I do think that the other guy could have just put his taser up after seeing obviously it's not working, and try something else. He did end up using pepper spray on the guy. You know,
Get on your stomach.
the dog lover in me, I would have liked to have seen him just pepper spray the dog. But, you know, he didn't. And I can't blame him. I mean, this is a dog that's attacking them. Even though the dog is being a good dog, he's protecting his human, they're still at risk of being injured by this dog. And dog bites can be pretty bad. So, you know, he might not even thought of pepper spray right in that moment. It may have been an after the fact thought.
Get on your stomach. I'm gonna shoot your dog. I'm gonna shoot your dog. Shoot your fucking dog.
Shoot.
Let go of the fucking baton. Let go of the baton.
So this guy is trying to wrestle the baton away from the officer. A baton, at least in the state of Kentucky, is a deadly physical weapon. In other states, it may be deemed as a deadly physical weapon, and there may be some wordage in other state laws that would describe it as a deadly instrument. It can be used in a less lethal capacity, but if you swing it at someone's head, it can be very lethal. This guy is trying to take this baton away from the officers, and a reasonable person would believe that this guy has absolutely no training in the use of batons, and would have to assume that he would strike at a person's head. If he's going to have that deadly physical weapon, then deadly physical force can be used against him. This officer, while this guy still had a hold of the baton, this officer could have deployed deadly physical force against him, and I think be well within the legal rights of doing so. They chose not to. This officer finally has the mindset to utilize pepper spray. That's what he's doing right now. He's hosing them down with the OC.
Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Control ball 4, hands on. Taser deploy, starters back. I will shoot you. You understand me?
He still, even after being tased, hit with a baton, and pepper spray, this guy gets back up, and he still goes after the deputies. First he goes after the other deputy, and then he starts to circle and come after this deputy. Now, to what degree the OC is having an effect on him, it's hard to say. I think it's had some effect on him because he's no longer desiring to stay within this area and mess around with them. He's moving away from them. So I would say it's having pretty good effect, but to what extent, don't really know.
Hey, get on the
All
ground.
right, so here's the angle from the backup deputy coming up.
Help me, somebody. Look at
Get on the ground now.
So he initially almost tases the dog.
Help me, somebody. Look at
Get on the ground.
And that may have been a good thing. You know, tasing that dog and that dog feeling the jolt, you know, that probably would have that could have caused the dog to say the hell with this and just run away and not come back anytime soon.
Now. Get on the ground now.
Good taser deployment right there. So as soon as this guy turns, boom, right in the back. And that's where we like to see good taser deployments, right in someone's back. Large muscle group area back there. Pop.
Get on the ground now. Get on the ground now.
He's got that taser, the laser up high, so we know that top dart is going high in the back, and that bottom dart is probably going down into his butt cheek area. So that's going to have some good spread right there and get NMI, which it gets NMI because he immediately goes down to the ground. Now the dog attacks the wires, and it's hard to say for sure.
Help me.
Get on your stomach now.
I would, if the dog made contact with the wires, I don't know. I would almost think the dog would react in some way, feeling the arcs.
Get on your stomach now. Get on your stomach. You're gonna get bit.
But it could also be that when he fell to his back.
Get on the ground now.
Help me.
Get on your stomach now.
If it was in his shorts, I mean, maybe a dart came out. I don't see that happening. I tend to more believe that the dog disconnected the wires.
Jump for the dog.
Shoot your dog. I'm gonna shoot your dog. Shoot your dog.
Don't know what his shot placement was on the dog, but all it took was one round, and he got the desired effect. The dog was immediately incapacitated.
Let go of the baton. Help me.
Get on the ground. Get on the ground now.
Let go of the baton. Help me.
Get on the ground.
He delivers a strike to this guy's head. Totally acceptable. This guy has a hold of this baton, and if he were to wrestle this baton away from this officer, he could then swing it at this officer's head and potentially kill him or render him unconscious, and now he's going to fight this officer, and this officer is by himself, doesn't have any immediate backup. So totally acceptable for him to deliver a strike to the guy's head with his foot. As I said earlier, I believe that he would have been within his legal rights to pull his gun and deploy deadly physical force against this guy. He chose not to, and instead he just chose to kick the guy.
Get on the ground.
This deputy
Get on the ground now.
delivers OC. Don't know
On the ground now.
what OC he's using.
Get on the ground.
It appears to be
Ground now.
a first defense can
Get on the ground.
based off the red label.
Get on the
And
ground now. Get on the ground.
it's hard to pause it in that right moment.
Get on the ground now. Get on the ground.
I almost had it.
Get on
One
the
more
ground
time.
now. Get on the ground.
All right, cool. So that does appear to me to be an MK4. It appears long enough to be an MK4. It could be an MK3. Can't really tell with the shadow and the hand covering it, but from one of the other frames, it does seem like it's long enough to be an MK4. Not 100% sure. It has the white band on there, and I'm trying to think off the top of my head what the white band is. I believe that is the lowest level for OC. I want to say, yeah, here it is. I just did a quick look for it. It's the 0.2%. So it's one of the lowest grades there is. And that's probably a contributing factor to why this guy was not that fully affected by the OC. If he had deployed a 1.3%, the red band, or the orange band, the 0.7%, I think there would have been a hell of a lot difference in this guy's motivation in continuing to fight. So choosing your OC wisely. Yeah, the white band, the 0.2%, it's not as harsh as the other ones. You can fight through it pretty well, and it's an okay choice, but it would not be my first choice. I personally like the 0.7% and the 1.3%. That carries a lot of heat, and it really motivates people to stop messing around. It literally makes them think twice. The downside to using 1.2 or the 0.7 is if you get cross contamination, yeah, you're you're going to be feeling it too. So that's why some agencies like to use the 0.2%. They can get some of the desired effects with the incapacitation of using OC on someone, but if there is cross contamination, it's used against the officer can, because they are trained and have experienced it before, they can more easily fight through that pain of a 0.2 versus the very searing pain of a 1.3%. If you get full contamination with 1.3%, it's just a damn near fight stopper. Like, you are going to be out of commission if you get full contamination with the 1.3. So that's the reason why a lot of places, I don't want to say a lot of places, but that's the reason why some places don't issue out the 1.3. But me personally, I prefer the 1.3. I've got good results out of the 1.3. Sprayed multiple people with it, and they stop being stupid immediately. It's kind of like magical spray in a bottle. You know, it's you hit them once with it, they have no desire to keep messing around.
Get on the ground now! Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
This guy still wants some. Comes towards this deputy.
Get the dog.
Deputy decides, nah, you got your dog. I'm gonna get my dog.
Here. Touch the ground now!
Back it up. All right, so he releases the
Get on
dog.
the ground now!
The dog
Get
takes
on
him
the
down.
ground!
The lighting in the body camera quality is not the greatest, so we can't see a whole lot of details, but that dog's got a hold of him.
Get on the ground!
Stop position. Okay.
Get on the ground! Now!
Stop position. You're under arrest. Everybody. Okay.
Now, get Hey, we're 969-969-Tuesday.
This is also where,
Hey, we're
and some people
969-969-Tuesday.
will disagree, and some people even shit their pants at this idea, but this is where chokeholds are lovely. If you do a bilateral carotid restraint on someone, say for example this scenario right here, if he got him in a good chokehold, this dude would have been out of the fight very easily. All it takes is a little bit of pressure to both carotids, and a person goes to sleep very quickly. I have used this multiple times. I can't even tell you how many times I've put people in a chokehold, and you have to be careful about it, because if you do it improperly, yes, it can cause injuries and even potentially cause death. The key is to make sure that their trachea goes into the V of your elbow, and that your forearm and your bicep are what's being squeezed to each side of the neck, compressing the carotid. And I have gotten tremendous results using that method. Get on someone, they're non-compliant, instead of duking it out and just fighting and wearing your ass out and have the potential of them gaining that advantage over you. If you get in that position and you can get them in that lock, man, that's it stops the fight very quickly. I mean, once you recognize the person has gone unconscious, of course you release, and then go about doing what you need to do. But that's a very touchy subject now in the year 2021. Some places have just completely outright banned the practice of using a chokehold. What's the other terminology? Blood choke, or something like that. It's like blood choke or something like that. I can't remember what people call it. But common people, lay people, uneducated people, they look at it as barbaric. They look at it as if, you're going to kill somebody with that. And a lot of that has to do with just people being uneducated and just in general just being stupid, just ignorant, and them relying on Hollywood to provide them with all their information about use of force. And they see one person being choked for 5 seconds on a movie and the person dies, and they believe that all it takes is 5 seconds is to kill someone. Takes a lot longer than that, and it sucks that we have so many ignorant people who will gripe and run their mouth and actually have the ability to influence policymakers into changing policies. It's a very effective technique, and in this instance, I believe that if it was utilized, this guy would have been brought under control a lot sooner. And it would have been safer for him, and it would have been safer for the officers to use that type of technique. But unfortunately, a lot of people, they don't understand it, and they think it's deadly. It's going to kill somebody. And so there's not a whole lot of places that allow it.
Get on the ground. Okay.
Some people, they comment about, oh wow, those wussies, they couldn't put that guy in handcuffs. Those are comments that, again, come from uneducated, ignorant people who've never had to be physical with someone before in their life. They've certainly never had to wrestle someone into a pair of handcuffs who did not want to go into a pair of handcuffs. Until you have actually done that, you have no idea what the hell you're talking about. it can take multiple people to try and get a person into handcuffs when that person does not want to go into handcuffs, especially when they lock their arms up under their chest and they're laying on their belly. When a person locks their arms up under them like that and got their elbows pulled in tight, it's just damn near impossible to pull those arms out and gain control over them. Even small people can be difficult to wrestle into handcuffs when they do not want to go into handcuffs. So for all those people out there who are ignorant and they want to talk shit about, two officers not being able to wrestle one guy into handcuffs, how about you try it for yourself? How about you go try and wrestle someone into a pair of handcuffs who does not want to go into handcuffs, and then come back and tell me who's a wimp?
Stop fighting me! Stop fighting me!
So finally, they're able to get the cuffs on, and he's able to get a hold of the dog and get the dog off. That dog has a demonic growl to it. Like, I don't. That sounds like one mean puppy. So that's about it on this. It sucks that the dog had to die. I'm a dog lover, and it just sucks when a good dog dies. It really does.
Get on your stomach! Get on your stomach!
The dog is just being a dog. That's probably the saddest part out of this whole video is the little dog dying. He was being a good boy. Like I said earlier, he doesn't know his human's a crazy piece of shit. He just knows that's his human. His human loves him, and he loves his human. And that's the saddest part of the video. I feel more for that dog than I do this guy right here. Which is a lot of cases, but yeah, not much else to say. If you like what you hear and see, go ahead and give me a like and a share. If you have not already, subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for more Monday quarterback videos. Earl Henderson, Primordial Defense. Thank you for watching.